Today we got to play around with a freaking awesome Chevy Camaro here with the V6 engine inside of it, and serious thanks to Jerry Smith Chevy for getting this for us. We got to play with this the whole day and it was a lot of fun. I mean, this car absolutely is full of surprises.
And what was the price on this one? You remember?
That's the crazy part. The interior, the exterior, super clean, super crisp. How this V6 moves.
You'll have to wait to the end of the video to hear all about it though.
Okay, first impressions leaving the parking lot here. This thing is cool. It sounds really, really good. I had no expectations of the V6, but it sounds really good.
All the way to 6,800 RPM.
Yeah, wow.
The way the suspension works is very nice. It's very compliant to all the bumps and everything in the road.
Yes, I will say that it's handling amazing so far, but it's not beating me up. Wow. All right. The raspy note coming out of the exhaust there, that's awesome. From a stock exhaust, I wouldn't want anything more almost. That's great.
It's plenty loud.
It is plenty loud. I'm amazed they pulled that off so well for a factory exhaust that has to meet all the sound emission requirements and all that. We're still in tourer mode. We'll play around with some sport mode here in a little bit, kind of see what's up with that. It does have paddle shifters, which I'm interested to see how that works with an 8-speed.
This is only a 3.6 liter Camaro.
Yep.
V6.
Yep.
Packaged out really nice, just like the truck is. Leather seats. It does have the RS package in it. But there again, you know, do you need a V8 Camaro if you're commuting with it?
Do you need a V8 Camaro, period?
Right.
I mean, do you want it? Yeah.
Everybody wants
one. But, I mean, do you need it? Can you have a lot of fun with just a V6? I think yes.
And what was the price on this one? You remember?
That's the crazy part. It is, you can get this car for under $30,000. That, to me, is Toyota A86, or what used to be the Scion FRS Super BRZ territory. That's the kind of price range that I think of when I think of under $30,000. And you can pick this up with a beautiful interior with the V6 for under 30. Same price point, basically. I mean, the interior in this, to me, is a premium package car.
Yeah, there's a lot of soft touch in this car.
A lot of soft touch, leather freaking everywhere. Infotainment is amazing. Chevy really nailed the infotainment. It's clean, it's crisp, it's to the point, looks beautiful. And my favorite part about all of the buttons and knobs in this car, we'll have to show you in a little bit, is the temperature control. You grab the whole vent and you twist the bezel around it. It's really, I was trying to figure out for a second like how it worked, but it's really cool actually. All right, so again, we have all the buttons laid out very nicely on the steering wheel. We have the paddle shifters, and then unlike the truck where it's behind, we have them on the sides. We have pretty much just temp, fuel, and then tack and speedo, but you do have the big center screen. And actually, Shane, you'll get a kick out of this. Right now it's in trip A, and it's showing average fuel economy and all that good stuff. You notice there's a little V6 symbol in there right there? When I was driving, it would go to V4.
Really?
So it does the cylinder cutout.
I wonder it gets almost 30 miles a gallon.
Yeah, so light driving, it was cutting into V4, which I didn't even know, and it's so smooth that you can't tell. So trip A, trip B, fuel information. It does show instant fuel economy. I was seeing anywhere from 29 to 32, just cruising.
Cruising on the highway on the way back.
Yep. So really good there. Shows oil life, shows tire pressures. It also shows air filter life, just like the Silverado does. And it shows average speed, has a timer, battery voltage, coolant temp, oil pressure, and then it has the G-force, which is kind of cool. And this is instant. Tranny temp, and then it resets back to speed and back to the trip. So there's like these really cool kind of turbine wheel type vents, and then there's the center ones here, which this is how you adjust the temperature, right? Here, you just grab the whole thing, and I thought that was really cool. And then closing the vents, you just do that. And pretty much everything is laid out very nicely in just a row here. It shows your temperature right there separate of the infotainment. It also has the cooled seats, the heated seats, and then all of your HVAC controls separated for passenger and driver. And then you pretty much just have your basic infotainment, which is about what we saw in the Silverado. Everything is very responsive, super clean, super crisp. Just a very nice setup in general, and then you can just, of course, hit that and it goes back to the beginning there. And as far as the gear shifter goes, I wanted to point this out. You can pull all the way back and then pop it over, and it sits like right here, which when you're sitting, you want to naturally rest your hand right there, which is perfect when you put it in the manual mode, so that you can shift forward and back with kind of the bump stick idea. And then below that, we have traction control off, which is the fun button. And then we have the other fun button, which is the mode button. So if I pop that, you can see I can pop between sport, snow and ice, and tour. There is a definite difference in the steering, the throttle, just everything changes. Your park brake is down there. 2 cup holders, which are different sizes. The console is shaped so that the driver has an armrest, and that's about it. Pop it open, and pretty much standard. It does have the USB ports, rubberized tray for all your goodies, and then you got yourself the back seat. Up top here we do have the sunroof, which we have about half open. There's all the way open, and that pretty much is the entire interior.
They've really gone after a lot of that jet style,
jet
styling.
Yeah.
You know, they have that cockpit feeling here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as everybody has seen, the new C8 that's come out is very jet-like. The interior, and that's very jet-like. And the new vet symbol is styled after a fighter jet.
Yeah. Smooth. Wow, holy crap. It takes corners like nobody's business. That is amazing.
And I don't know, I mean, for somebody that drives their sports car every day, is there need to have all that extra weight in the front?
No.
I mean, I think it's by feeling, at least on the passenger side, it's very well balanced.
That's usually my advocacy point towards not a V8 or basically a lighter weight engine, is the weight balancing is way better front to back. Usually the big heavy engine cars, they like to be very nose centric and like the tip in and the turning and all that, as well as when you put the throttle on, it likes to swing around the nose.
Yeah, the balance makes it more fun as a daily.
Oh yeah.
The pickup of this V6 is amazing.
It is absolutely amazing. Wow, it just took that bump really solidly, by the way. What are we doing for mileage?
So, city, they're saying 19.
Okay.
Highway, 29.
Wow, big difference. All right.
Almost 30. And it's not a 4-cylinder.
And it's not a 4-cylinder.
So, and that gives you, they're saying a combined of 22.
All right. Which, if you're jumping on the highway commuting like a lot of people do, you could be seeing the upper end of that way more frequently. The paddle shifters are interesting. If I don't pay attention to it after a while, it does kick out of gear.
Let's put it in manual mode.
There you go.
Now you should paddle it.
if it actually kicks out or not. And now it's holding. Okay.
So in drive, you can use the paddles, but if you sit too long and don't
it'll kick
respond to them, it'll
okay, that's how my car works. Yeah, that makes sense. I just didn't realize that's how it worked on the stick there. That's perfect, actually.
Also, what I noticed when I drove this earlier is you also have a slapstick when it's in manual on the shifter. Up and down.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. That's fun. You can bump it like a sequential, basically.
Yep.
You can tailor it to exactly how you want to drive.
How would you compare it to a Mustang? Since it's the direct competitor.
And I own one.
That's right.
That's a tough one for me. I grew up in a Mustang family, so
that's
driving this is almost wrong, you know, but it's so right at the same time. This is really, they got so many things right with this car. I wouldn't think to add another package to it.
No,
beyond what this is.
I don't know if you would want to, if you really needed to add the track package to this car. Granted, I love the stick shift, so that might be something I would do.
Yeah.
But as far as the way that, at least in the passenger seat, the way that it's handling for your daily use, unless you were tracking the car,
yeah,
I don't think you need it.
You want to play around with it?
Let's take this thing for another spin the other direction.
Yeah.
The things that you noticed, I think, earlier was the frameless bezel on the rearview mirror.
Yeah, that's really classy. I really like that. I think even looking at the infotainment system, I think it's tilted just ever so slightly towards you.
From this seat, it seems like I can see it better than I could when I was over in the passenger seat.
Yeah, to me it looks like it's literally shifted towards the driver, which not by much, but just enough, which is really cool, I think. I can still access it just fine. It's just that it's more focused towards the driver.
You know, and we were talking about earlier when we were sitting in the parking lot that the infotainment screen is facing down a little bit.
Yeah.
But you know, after driving in here in the shade and sun, I think it's that way on purpose because I'm not getting any glare on that at all.
Playing around with the paddle shifters now?
A little bit. I like the feel of them compared to the ones that I'm used to.
Yeah.
A lot more responsive when you get your foot in it.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to really play with that yet, so. All right, kind of puts you back in your seat a little bit. That's awesome. Wow.
Too bad. Didn't lay on it very hard, but it's just nice to have it, you know, up there.
Yeah, I think it likes a little bit of RPM. Most V6s do, but I am impressed with how well it does on the bottom end, torque-wise.
Yeah, I'm really impressed. I mean, when it's in drive and you're just driving along, it'll flip it right down to 1500 or less and just, it's happy there.
Yep.
You know, I think one of the other things that people don't think about when they think about getting a V6 Camaro or something is you can use the power and you're not going to overpower the car.
Yeah. With this, you can use the whole power band. It's still powerful. It's still going to really haul. But
it's no slouch.
Definitely, but you can use the whole power band. So it's a lot more fun because of that, I think. When you have that level of control where you're using more of the power band, then you can very precisely put it where you want it.
Exactly. Do gotta say that this thing corners like a dream.
That's what I'm saying.
It's absolutely insane. And I'm digging the paddles.
Yep. I have yet to play with them. To that extent.
I'm telling you, I don't think there's a need for a V8.
I don't think so.
I mean, it just hooked right up out of that corner and just left.
Oh yeah.
A lot better than I thought it was going to be. I was thinking a V6 Camaro. Yeah.
Not that exciting.
Not that exciting.
Nope.
I was
completely wrong.
Yes. We did look up and see what kind of numbers this thing does, straight line numbers. I was highly impressed. 0 to 60 was 4.8 seconds for a V6 car.
Which is great.
That's amazing. I think it did the quarter mile in 13.4 is what somebody had said in one of the reviews that I was reading.
Okay. Which is most stock V8 territory, actually.
Right, that's really
13.
impressive.
Yeah.
And something you can get out on the road and get almost 30 miles a gallon with.
Yeah. And these are not particularly muscle cars. Like, these are not meant to be big, fat engine, big boat cars that haul in a straight line.
Right.
These are meant to be corner carvers, and I think people kind of lose sight of that.
And it's plenty of fun. You can use the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, there's a power band. The RPM band in this car is absolutely insane.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it redlines hits 7,000. It makes peak power at 6,800.
So, use the whole RPM band.
Use the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, that's absolutely amazing. I mean, that makes it a great corner car.
Yeah.
Or even a track car that you're doing road courses on. You know, because you aren't going to have to shift all the time.
Yeah.
You could corner this and probably leave it in second gear.
Yeah. And you have the RPM to actually get out of the corner and then shift.
Or not.
Or not.
Just hold it all the way to 7.
Yeah. I freaking love how it snaps the exhaust when it shifts. Holy crap, that is so cool. This car is sporty when it needs to be, comfy when it needs to be. It's a perfectly well-rounded car.
It really is.
I would want to commute in this every single day. I would not want to get the crappy commuter car or the four-door car. I would want to make this my commuter.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you have no need to have a four-door car, but yet you still want kind of a bigger car,
yep,
I would rock this.
Absolutely. This car was so much freaking fun.
It really was.
I could not keep my foot out of it with this car. I wanted to just take the corners harder, faster. It's so much fun. It really is. This V6 is so impressive with the 8-speed transmission. I thought I wouldn't like the paddle shifting with the 8-speed, but it is absolutely amazing. And for under $30,000, this car is a serious steal. The interior is a premium level interior, I think, and
I would agree with that.
Yeah, serious premium. Leather everywhere.
Everywhere. Everything's soft touch.
Infotainment is fantastic. They nailed it.
This thing even has the Bose sound system in it.
Has the Bose sound system in it, which sounds amazing. We were rocking out in between clips with that. And for under $30,000, that's getting into the seriously affordable category. I mean,
it really is.
There's a lot of cars in that range that this completely eats up, I think. So, you got anything you want to say about the car? Because I could talk all day about this.
I think I probably could too. The paddles, like he was referring back to, it really depends on where your foot is on how that thing reacts.
Yeah.
Even in the paddles, which is a little bit different than what I'm used to. Most of the time they just kind of are what they are when you go through the gears, but it changed the way it reacted when you had your foot in it in different areas.
Yeah, it played nice when you wanted to be tame, but at the same time when you wanted to get on it, everything kind of tightened up and made it a lot sportier.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that you don't have to use the paddles, you put it in manual mode, you have a slapstick.
Yeah, you can kind of sequential shift it style.
And it works, I would say, probably almost as well as the paddles did.
Yeah. And it puts it in a really nice spot too. That one is one that I really like, where it just kind of moves over and it's right where your hand is.
Right, it really utilizes that armrest that's there you know, focus more towards the driver.
Yeah. So this car is absolutely amazing. It's very driver-centric. I love it. Under $30,000. I personally don't currently own a Chevy, but I kind of want to go out and get one now because of driving this car. So with that, guys, we'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.